Okay, audio check. 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. I think we're ready to go then. Sorry for the slightly late start. Also, today is going to be a little bit interrupted while I get everything set up here. Okay, I think we're all here. Okay, so yeah, today will be a little interrupted. I have a city meeting at 1:30, so I'll have to take off a little bit early for that. And then I'll be back. So we'll stream for an hour, then I gotta bail, then I'll be back. Shouldn't be too long of a meeting, I don't think. Mostly just trying to make sure people in the city are following some rules. Not too bad. Yeah, so welcome to the stream of the Scourger of Hesitancy. We are building a game with no game engine and minimal dependencies. Today, I had a thought, I had a plan. We basically, yes, this is the leftover buffer from my compiler series. So let's close that up. If I can hit the right key here. Yes, okay. We'll bring up a new Emacs. You can never have enough Emacs. Okay, let's get that sized correctly. Size for streaming. Boom, there it is. And then we're going to open up what we were doing last time. Oh, I did not measure our release. I should do that. But last time, we were breaking the notebook apart. So far, it was just one single static texture. Now we've got a front cover and then the rest of it underneath. And we made a sprite that runs at 30 frames per second over about half a second in theory. So that's all done and it's tested in the sandbox. And we got all the 4 colored covers animated. So that's great. So we need to update the notebook, blah, blah, blah. But that's not exactly where what I said we would be doing today. I said we would be reworking the animations engine. Because frankly, it's not very good in some ways. But then on maybe Sunday this morning, I was thinking it through, and I'm now on the side of the camp of yes, it needs to be reworked, but that is scope creep for a very minor feature. So maybe we just deal with the fact that we don't like what we did, and add this to the to-do list to clean up in between games. So that's one of the possibilities I'm considering. So while we're here, let's go finish up this piece here. Let's pop open a shell. Some of us can be more likely to work with today. Let's just do a full clean and release build. Make sure everything's still working. Measure our frames per second, measure the size of our executable. One thing I want to do also on the next project is start tracking build times. But we're not doing that here. Not yet. Actually, it wouldn't even be that hard. could just do it. Because one thing that'll be interesting is as we optimize the size of our code, the size of our executable down, what does that do to our build times? Just curious. Because a lot of the space we're using is in embedding binary data. That's a little strange. Corner texture may be uninitialized. I don't think that's true. We can do this though. That makes sure it's true. And it finished, so we're good. Source builds release. Ooh, 54 megabytes. We've added a bunch of new texture data, I guess. Oh, because of all the animations. That's true. That is true. So let's go to our journal. Let's note our release size, 54 megabytes. That's a little bit sad. We're gonna have to whittle that down. We want our executable to be a lot smaller than that. But again, it's mostly embedded binary data for audio and visuals, so I'm not as worried about it as I make it sound. And we do have a plan already to optimize it down quite a bit. Okay, so if we go to play, looks like we're kind of all over the place with FPS. I wonder if I have background processes running on my laptop, my machine that are affecting me. We do have a lot more draw calls than we used to. I would like, so let's add this to our to-do list somewhere. I want to add, this is probably a tech debt, FPS measuring in scene could also count buffer updates. That would be nice. This looks like a thing we can do today. So in the journal. Yeah, our frames per second are kind of garbage today. I've seen mostly 1600-ish. It goes up to 18, drops to 14. Wonder how much this relates to this. How much the frames per second relates to the release size. Oh, we're also running this on large screen. That's going to draw more pixels. So if we go back to small size, which is unfortunately what we started measuring with way back in the day, this might be more consistent with our previous measurements. Yeah. Yeah, screen size makes a difference. Quite a bit, actually. Well, maybe not as much. 15, 16. I must have some background processes running. That is still more draws than we had before. $1,800? I saw numbers up around 2,000. Yeah, there's 2,000. Yeah, it's probably closer to 1,800. Yeah, big release, big release. We need to get that shrunk down. Okay, so let's start building up our week plan here. And on Thursday, I get donuts. So that's all that really matters. That is the most important thing of all. Okay. So FPS, we want to measure. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with sprite animation, and I think what we have now is good enough for what we have to do for this game, so I think I want to avoid this goat creep. Even though I said on Friday we would redo it, I'm not sure I want to redo it at this point. I just want to get this game done. Like there is a perfect being the enemy of just delivering something. I know parts of what I want to do, how other parts of it might fit in, I don't know, but for right now, I think I just want to use what I've got. I don't want to, but we've been putting up with other crap for a long time. Okay, rework sprite animation. Animation or new action operation. Takes a text quad or text quad batch on index as arguments. So basically I want to go to my sequence and action, my sequence action sequence system, and just give it a new operation, a new action, which will sort out all of this. New action operation needs to take a texture quad or texture as arguments. Takes a, what was it called? Not UV key, sprite animation key. Then fix modifiers. Reverse, loop, etc. Okay. I really do want to do this, but I don't think I want to do it now. I don't think it's necessary for this game. So here's a question I have to ask myself. There's so many different options here, ways we could do things, and we're just dreaming right now. We're not going to do it today. Duration default 2 FPS and sprite animation. So in here, our image warehouse, the sprite animation FPS is a thing that we already calculate or store and can get. So we can compute the duration. Using curve, default to linear. And then deep down inside, this is just based on an animation to do the work. So we do that. That cleans up sprites quite nicely. One thing we could do is modify multiple quads all at the same time with the same animation. I don't know if that's necessary. We'll note it down as something we thought about. Multiple sets of text quad batch, quad index. And sprite animation key in a single action. Simplify sync, time sync. As long as everything in that action wants to have the same duration, easing curve, and reverse loop behavior, there's no reason not to modify multiple texture quads at the same time. For example, maybe we have a texture quad batch, which represents a spaceship, right? And the main quad is the body of the spaceship, and then you have like little lighting bits along the fins. Each of those would be a quad. And then you could say, hey, here's an action to animate the little lighted bits on the wings, and we could set both of them in the same action. Auto wire animation didn't work. Okay. So I think we want to do this. I just don't think I want to do it for this game. I don't think it's necessary for this game. Scope creep is your enemy when you want to deliver something. We have so many fun tasks to work on between games. Look at all that. Look at all that. So many things. Okay. Where were we? We're going to rename our assets a little bit. Update the notebook to show the front cover. Okay. So we're going to start with this. Like I said, I've got to bail out of here in about a half an hour. 40 minutes or so. Then we'll pick back up when we get back. Anything I'm missing here? Line up our rest of our week so I don't have to sit here typing over and over again. $30 and then donut day. Hooray for donut day. That's right, we do usually put spaces around those. Okay. Today, we're going to get that notebook finished up, wrapped up, done. Image, that's weird. To do. We can always do sound things. We do need more sounds. The timer right now is just text on the wall, which I don't like. Same with the golf score. Maybe a small backdrop for the main title for the level. Okay. When it comes to music, we have some options. But yeah, we're actually getting really into this polish. Really happy with where we're at. This list is getting smaller and smaller. So satisfying. And we just dodged a bullet. We were going to rework the entire animation, sprite animation system. Instead, we're going to put up with the lousy one we built first. We'll rebuild it later. Okay, dum-dum-dum. So I guess what we need then is notebook. We got SpriteAnimation. Front cover. And nowadays I want to change this name here. Let's see your book. Main book. Okay. The front cover. Which means we now have two children objects. Oh dear. Um, oh, so much of this is just no good anymore. Front cover. Blue cover sprite. Set book index. Main book UV key. We want indexing there. Indicate what we're dealing with. Index. There we go. No longer care if it's open. Front cover UV key index. Oh, image index. Okay. Static cast image warehouse asset of front cover image index. I don't remember what kind of things I had in Sprite. Set sequence. This kind of goes the same way where our animation is here. Okay. And then what? The texture set sequence. Heyo, Kigo XTD, thank you for the follow. Always appreciate a good follow. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to give you the full project rundown, I am happy to do so. If you've been if you've been lurking for a while, then I don't have to do it if you don't want me to. I'm always happy to talk project or coding or just about anything else. But today we're sort of in the polishing phases of the project here. Look at our to-do list. You can see that we're mostly down to cleaning up art, cleaning up audios, adding things, making it a little better. Polish, polish, polish. I've got to wait for my few more business things to show up. I need my debit card to show up in my house so I can go buy a website and a Steam developer sign up. A few things we got to do, wrap up. But overall, things are looking pretty good for us. So that's what we're working on. This notebook have an update. It does not. So notebook needs an update function. And the main thing is m underscore front cover update. It's going to get a render on it. And the other thing is that front cover should size itself, but we need to move it somewhere. Where is this main book being moved to? here's where we set the size. Oh. Set UV key. Is a helper. And then we move it by delta height. Okay, I remember this now. Oh, it's time for a quick restroom break. Problem when I chug a quart of water right before stream, but that's gotta keep my water going. All right, be right back. Okay, and we are back. So let's just press on, shall we? There is no way that this is going to show up in the right place. I can already tell you that. UV. I do have access to the underlying texture quad. Set UV. We want to set it to. Maybe there is a convenience method we can make our lives easier. Set frame index. Let's see what we get this way. What else do I have? I have frame count and frame index. So I do have a frame count. We're going to insert the index be between frame count. And in fact, let's see here. Being log update. M underscore frame index plus plus is reverse. Okay, so this is if we hit the end of the frames. Otherwise, we do this, right? I think so. If we're using images, we do that. If we're doing we have an array of images, we do this. If we don't, then we just set the UV. If we have a constant list of UVs, we use that. Various different reasons we would do those things. Assert not equal to null, or UVs not equal to null, or const UVs not equal to null. We need one of them to not be null. Then we don't have to check. Okay. Which simplifies this. to just set index to index. I hope that works. The other thing we want to know is, can we just set reverse? Set sequence, blah, blah, blah. Initialize an image array, initialize a UV array. So I should be able to get frame count. Is that it? Is that the last piece I need? This to work? Maybe. We can go ahead and ask the frame index too. That's not secret, right? Set frame index. Okay. Anything else I want to know? Reverse. What do I put there? Should go after frame count. Right there. Let reverse. Um, so things like set reverse. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. Hey, Pat. Howdy, brother. How was the weekend? The weekend was good. How are you? Let's see here. I broke my glasses, so that's exciting. Got a call about a city meeting I gotta go to this morning. Oh, not this morning. Oh gosh, soon actually. What else happened? I got some ice cream, but not like real ice cream, fake ice cream. Can I still see somewhat? Yeah, close things aren't too bad. It's far away I have problems with. And even that's not that bad. Like, I can still drive. If it's someplace I know where I'm at. Like, if I have to read street signs, I can't see them very well until I get closer. Yeah, yeah. So this doesn't affect me too much right here. It's not bad. So, gotta get that checked out. Yeah. I I see things up close pretty well. It's actually a little weird. I've got one eye that's nearsighted, pretty bad, and then the other side eye is just a little bit farsighted. Weird form of amblyopia that you can't even tell. Interesting. Oops, not pin. What the? Ooh. How do I unpin? I wasn't trying to pin that. I was trying to click it. Unpin. There we go. Form of lazy eye. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't remember that medical term. So cool. Yeah. So I've always wondered. Like there was this when I was gosh, a long time ago, I guess now. There was this little girl at church who had a pretty bad lazy eye. Like you could tell they were not in sync. How does that affect your eyesight? Does it affect it a lot, or most people lazy eye you can tell, but mine is 100% noticeable. That's lucky. Can't really see out of my left eye. Okay, okay. So it effectively makes you one eye only. Okay, barely. Yeah, yeah. Well, heck, I knew this guy. He was legally blind in one eye. Not, it wasn't lazy eye. I forget what his issue was, but he knew somebody at the DMV when he was 16 who he got his driver's license. Then every year he just renewed online after that, so he wouldn't have to take another eye exam because there was no way he would pass. Yeah, yeah, okay. But you start learning things like I guess a lot of people with only one eye, they'll like weave their head. You got your license? Well, that's cool. But like a lot of them will do depth perception by moving their head side to side, so they get a little bit of that depth difference between the two views. It's kind of like who was that? The blind pianist, Ray Charles, Steve somebody. Anyway, he would weave his head back and forth so he could hear location differences when he couldn't see. So yes, no depth perception problem. Really, that is odd. I mean, that's lucky. Can't play ping pong without depth perception, but although I guess legally blind in one eye doesn't mean you can't see out of that eye. Huh, crazy. Well, the good news is you don't really need to be able to see all that well to program, which is what you seem to be doing mostly. You can make your font on screen as big as you want, and depth perception is not required. I guess unless you're doing first-person shooters, maybe. Lobbing those grenades. All right, so we're going to do a quick build. So, we just want to make sure we haven't broken anything. You were a pro CS player back in the day. Oh, nice. Well, not gonna lie, you sound like a much more serious gamer than I am. You've got the whole ROMs, and I've seen you play a clip of you playing that Mario stuff, and your wall jumps were on point. So I guess I'm not too surprised you played some CS back in the day. I never could get into first-person shooters. For so long, my internet was just crap. You can't really compete. Like ping, packet loss, all that. So I stopped playing real-time competitive games at all. Like StarCraft, I couldn't do. League of Legends, couldn't really do. Couldn't CS worth crap. You had Comcast. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah. So by the time I would finally got good internet, I honestly it's too late for me. Dot texture quad set frame index 0. That was like the whole point of that operation. We'll see how that goes. Oh yeah. Lousy old cable. Let's see. Just double check that we're running okay in the sandbox. Okay. So those animate seem fine. So if we go to play, I just want to see those notebooks. There's no way they're right. Oh, I don't see them at all. Interesting. I would have expected something to be very badly placed. Instead, I see nothing. Oh, okay. Well, that's terrible. Front cover. Set book index. Blue, blue. Set texture, set sequence, set frame index. Oh. Meanwhile, update, render. I guess we could log it all. Let's see here. Image warehouse. Yeah, playing competitively with bad internet is just sad. But like, yeah, I get packet loss, so during a big battle, all of a sudden you can't do anything for 3 seconds. It's all over by the time you get back in. By the time your computer starts updating with the server again, your client does. Get key. Front cover. We have the asset. Get sprite animation. Oh, we're not getting sprite animation name. Unfortunate. Well, we can get the UV name though. We'll cheat. We'll just look at the index. And I'll probably have to take off for the city council meeting. Yeah, server updates were brutal back in the day. 64 ticks. I don't think I ever played it under like 129 ping when I was measuring it, and like during battles where there's a lot of traffic. Yeah, that would easily spike to like 1.5 seconds. At which point, like that throws off your renderer too, right? Like you drop packets and then your computer's trying to figure out what to draw next. And yeah. So your old screen just kind of freezes up. It's not even the people keep running in the same direction. Like bad client design on one hand, but it wouldn't matter anyways. Nobody was worried they were standing when you fired it off. Okay, front cover, blue, 0. Oh, the animation is just coming in all as zeros? Oh, they all came in blue. And then 3 of them got updated to green, orange, yellow. And the animation's updated accordingly. Okay. Well, you would teleport backwards? Oh, yeah, yeah. Exactly. No fun. No fun at all. It actually takes a lot of the joy out of the game. Okay, lads. I have to go to a city council meeting. We got to go talk to somebody in the city. But I will be back. So I'm going to throw that into the Discord. And then yeah, I'll pop back on. I'll put a note in the Discord when I fire back up, and we'll continue from there. All right. Thanks for dropping in. We'll see you in a few. Bye bye.